Hello, welcome to World of Floorcraft. We are Karen and Nelson Rose, and this is a Modern Jive Technique clip talking about connection. Now, you can do all kinds of complicated things on the subject of connection, and you can talk about many different aspects, but we're going to look at the very basic simple step of whether you're using tension or compression in your connection with your partner, which gives us three choices as to what goes on. Three choices, and often people don't realize that they have a choice about how they do these things. So the one that most people think of as normal is using tension and compression. So we push to send the lady back, we pull to bring the lady in, we push to send the lady back, we pull to bring the lady in. That's what most people think of. However, you could do something slightly different. Say we were in this position and we were using that tension and compression alternately, so you switch from one to the other when you're changing direction. If we brought the lady forwards and into compression, it's now obvious we could lead the lady back. But if we bring the lady to a gradual halt without the change of this from compression to something else, I mean it's a flat hand, there's only compression to work with, I can actually, because Karen is maintaining the connection, lead her forwards. So I can lead her backwards and forwards in compression the entire time. Now, that's because you're both pushing against each other, a little bit like you were moving something with a spring attached to it. Okay? The other option that obviously comes fairly naturally to anyone who's ever flown a kite is tension the entire time. Because if we're in tension, so if we're pulling against each other, it's obvious I can pull harder and bring Karen forwards, but I can also, still maintaining tension, if she pulls against me, let her go backwards, just as you would if you were flying a kite. Now, that does completely change how things feel, and it's really useful some of the time, particularly if you're trying to do unusual styling with leans and stuff like that. However, for a couple of examples of things that are useful to do, for those of you who've done an arm jive, I'll stick a link in the description below. Just do a normal arm jive. So just do your normal arm jive, and you'd think you're using tension and compression, but I will pretty much guarantee that 90% plus of the people who watch this are actually using compression the entire time, because what happens is the ladies resist it, and you push and you push and you push and you push and you push, and because the ladies are pushing back, you end up pushing only. Now, tricky example thing for the ladies to try and do. Ladies, pop your hands into like a little hook, and I want you to make it completely rigid. So you've got a hook that goes over the top, and the guy's hand sits in between, and there's got to be some gap there. Now, if the ladies literally just try and stay still, if the guys switch and push and pull, you'll bounce backwards and forwards between the fingertips and the palms of the hands. If you have a very natural technique when you're learning to lead and follow, you'll actually use that technique when you do an arm jive, and it allows you to do more things, but it's not the thing that most people will try. There's one final thing I want you to think about, and this is the one that often looks a little bit like a magic trick when you're out on the dance floor. If you come into a first move, normally you've got a connection on the shoulder. You can still take that away and make everything work. That right hand on the lady's back, very easy to lead the lady forwards, but the lady should be pushing into that point of contact, because ladies are trying to maintain their points of contact. So if that flat hand is there, I should be able to lead Karen forwards, and without glue or suckers or any kind of attachments, I should also be able to lead Karen backwards. How much and how fast is all dependent upon how much back pressure she gives me. If she gives me a lot, I can accelerate her backwards quickly. If she gives me a little bit, I can only accelerate her backwards slowly. Still can get her to go quite quick, but it takes longer to get there. And the final thing you need to know is, if the lady's pushing back against the hand, can I still get rid of her forwards? And the answer is of course yes, because all you have to do is give the lady a little bit of extra push and then break the connection quickly by taking the hand away, and of course the lady will carry on. So there's plenty of food for thought there. Try out the little exercises we did, rewind it, rewatch it again, do it with us, and I think you'll see that a little bit of understanding on this subject is going to go a long way to improving your communication with your partner. Thank you very much for watching World of Floorcraft. like, subscribe and hit the bell, that way you'll know every time a new video comes out. And as always, I'll put a music recommendation on the end for something to practice to. Happy dancing, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed learning some modern jive. There is a link to some music that is good to dance modern jive to. Thank you to everyone who hit subscribe. You are helping us to make more clips. Thank you. Keep dancing.